7 years ago, I found myself in the emergency psych ward. 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with bipolar 1. You see, to me, it wasn't all that surprising. I have always struggled with high highs and low lows. So high and so low, in fact, it's often hard to think straight and physically painful to exist. Let me back up a little and tell you how I ended up in an open-door, padded room with surveillance and my husband, Rob. You see, the previous winter, I had used a new medication. Most of the winters of my adult life had been hijacked by darkness and my springs and summers with blinding light. That spring, my mind and body did the switch and I was on rapid fire. I wanted to do all the things all at once, and I had the best ideas. Well, mostly the best ideas. Unfortunately, there are lots of rapid thoughts and physical anxiety that comes with. I distinctly remember an attack in Superstore in the toothpaste aisle. Let me take you through a walk in my thoughts. It goes something like this. Okay, focus, Shaylee. You're getting toothpaste. You're getting toothpaste for, I don't remember. Am I getting toothpaste for Rob or the girls? Speaking of which, I haven't watched the girls brush their teeth in a long time. I wonder if they're even doing it. We so don't remember to floss. Their teeth are probably rotting. That would be terrible. Kind of funny, but mostly terrible. How am I going to tell Dr. Kevin? How can I avoid him? He goes to our church. Speaking of church, I'm doing Vacation Bible School and it is exhausting. I wonder if any of the preaching or teaching is sticking. I wonder if the kids are even noticing how hard I'm working up there to dance and sing and look absolutely ridiculous trying to teach. I probably look ridiculous, but do I really care? I wonder what the parents think of me singing terribly at the top of my lungs. Hashtag funny, not funny. There's my friend. Oh my goodness, I haven't called her in a while. I bet she's mad. I'm a terrible friend. I actually suck at a lot of things. I hate cleaning. I don't enjoy cooking. I spend way more money than I should. I mean, look at this cart. It's full. It's full to the brim. I can't remember what I'm here for. Oh, right. Toothpaste. What's a brand? What brand should I get? Should I get Crest or Colgate or Sensodyne? If it's for the kids, should I get Watermelon or Tinkerbell? I don't know. Maybe No Name. Maybe I should get No Name everything. I need to put everything back. This card is ridiculous. I need to start over and get everything No Name. If I don't do that, we're going to spend all our money. If we spend all our money, we're going to go bankrupt. And if we go bankrupt, we will lose our house and it will be all my fault. As you can imagine, by this time my heart is beating really fast and I'm sweating and I have to call my husband Rob to remind me we probably won't lose all our money at Superstore, we won't lose the house, and it absolutely would not be my fault. You can imagine how exhausted I am. It only got worse as my doctor upped my medication dosage. What we know now is that the meds weren't doing what they were supposed to. In fact, they were doing the opposite until I lived on less than 2 hours of sleep. Those sleepless nights, in the middle of the night, the silence is thick and heavy, and it wraps around, tainting my endless thoughts. My cortisol levels were through the roof, and my thought life became frantic and desperate as I laid awake. The messiest day was on Sunday. I was sitting in church, waiting to go up and lead the VBS kids in a song and dance. I could see beautiful candles that they had lit on the table in front. My mind kicked into high gear. All I could picture was scenes of disaster with those candles. Image after image of kids knocking them over, kicking them, lighting the carpet on fire, wax everywhere. I believed without a doubt that we were going to cause a fire, probably in my hair. That is a lot of flaming hair. As I walked up to the front, I actually leaned over and I blew out the candles. I blew out the church candles, the probably super symbolic and religious, spiritual candles in front of everyone. After a song, I immediately started to catastrophize the situation. Somehow those flameless candles symbolized all my flaws and failures. It seemed so humiliating and so overwhelming. The next thing I remember, I was sobbing in some random stairway in the church. The weeks of anxiety and sleepless nights caught up to me, and I was in a full-blown anxiety attack. I don't remember how, but someone rescued me and I ended up home. That night, I laid there and I prayed and I pleaded with God to send me to sleep. Instead of falling asleep, I felt him telling me to get up and go and seek help. I don't remember how I got to the hospital and when I asked for Ativan or Valium to help me calm down and go to sleep. But I do remember that it was probably a strange scene. For those of you that don't know me, I generally don't go out of the house braless in sweatpants and slippers, but there I was in the emergency room looking all disheveled and a little nutty. Apparently, they don't just give Ativan out to anyone. Apparently, they don't just hand it over to big-haired and braless chatty women asking for it. Apparently, they have to interview you with you and your husband to make sure you are not a harm to yourself or others. Apparently, they don't distribute powerful addictive drugs. Between the two of us, my husband and I were able to convince them that I was safe, and I was given the meds and finally went to sleep. I slept for a solid, undisturbed 12 hours. I felt great. I felt like everything was better. I felt so good. In fact, I almost didn't go to my follow-up appointment. You see, I am very functional in the day. I work part-time as a teacher. I take care of my home, my girls, and also had several leadership roles in the church. I was so super high functioning, so my crazy had never been fully seen and heard by medical professionals. In order to finally go out and tell my full story, first, I had to gather up all my shame, all my embarrassment, and hand it over to God. He gave me the courage to seek treatment like I never had done before. In that moment, I decided I was unwilling to lose another winter to depression. I was unwilling to become numb and apathetic to the world around me. I was unwilling to burden my tribe and my family and friends yet again with my dark and hopeless thoughts and sharp, anxious words. I was unwilling to listen to the same tapes that played in my head over and over, reminding me of these flaws and failures. That week, I decided to go to a place I now affectionately call Crazy Town. Ironically enough, it was called CREST, Community Residential Emergency Short Stay Treatment. I only remember it because it's Crest the toothpaste with an extra S. I stayed there for a very long week to wean off the wrong meds, get on the right ones, and finally get an accurate diagnosis. That is where I met the word bipolar. Owning this word bipolar is terrifying and beautiful. It's terrifying because the word bipolar is heavy and misunderstood. I would much rather say I struggle with anxiety or depression, or I have a mood disorder because it feels so much more acceptable. Now that I'm speaking it out, it's taking the power away from the word. It is beautiful because accepting that label, I'm able to shed my shame and fully grasp that a part of my brain doesn't work as it should. I have this container. This is my meds. These pills balance my brain chemistry. The pills in this container help me be more of myself than I can without them. I am finally able to listen in and lean in and listen carefully to the life that God has planned for me. I can live this life without rapid cycling through excitement, anxiety, anger, and deep pain. I am able to see the unseen people in our midst because I know this deep pain and paralyzing fear they're hiding behind. I understand how people get really desperate and stuck. I know that without Jesus and my amazing support system, that I am one step away from being an addict. I am only a few more bad decisions away from losing everything and ending up on the streets. And then just a few more from erasing myself for good. I understand and know how it feels to consider anything to end a war in my mind. I'm not here to tell you that I'm healed, because I'm not. I wish I could tell you a story of divine healing and triumph over my illness, but like so many of us, I can't. Do I believe in miracles? Absolutely, I believe that God could heal me. But will he in this lifetime? I don't know. But I can tell you that it can't stop me from living out my purpose. I need to share my story and stop the stigma. I'm Shaylee. I am not contained by my mental illness. I am held by knowing that God made me fierce and full of feelings, to be a hope spreader to the lost, the lonely, and the wounded.